Hi girlies, welcome to Her Dream Life, a self-development podcast for the girls. I'm your host, Sarah Diana. Today I'm here to share with you a story that helped me in the beginning of my journey of self-love. If you haven't heard of this story already, I'm super excited to be the first one to show you. It is the story of the pink diamond. Stay tuned for this cutesy story. Once upon a time, there was a father and a daughter. A father gives the daughter a pink diamond, so glamorous and shiny, and he sets her on this journey to sell the jewel. The daughter goes into the village, and first she stops at a bakery. So she goes into the bakery, talks to the baker, shows him the diamond, and he looks at the diamond and says, "How much?" She points up 2 fingers, and he says, $2. The baker, knowing the jewel is worth well over $2, the daughter says no and passes to the next. She goes into the village and she stops by an antique store. She walks into the antique store, shows the antique dealer the jewel, and the antique dealer says, "How much?" She puts up 2 fingers and he says, $200. Not worth it. And then she's still hopeful and she goes on to her next spot. She goes to a jewelry store. She walks in. She talks to the jeweler, shows him the pink diamond. So shining, so glamorous. And he sees it. He's so excited, super ecstatic. He's like, "I've been looking for this pink diamond everywhere. Like, it is so beautiful." So then the jeweler's like, "Oh my God, how much is it?" She puts up 2 fingers and he says, $2 million. That's a steal. And he goes ahead and she sells the jewel to him. So the pink diamond in the story represents us all. We are so gorgeous, so beautiful, so shining. But if we're not in the right people's hands, they're not going to know how to treat us and know our value. This story was so powerful when I first listened to it because it was a time in my life where there were people that weren't really treating me fairly or my worth. And, I didn't really think about it until I listened to this story. And I was like, these people aren't treating me how I'm supposed to, and it just highlighted okay, if you're in my life, I am that pink diamond, just like a self-awareness to stop accepting less than what you deserve, and recognizing you are that pink diamond. This story highlights recognizing your value and never settling for less. Because imagine you were sold to the baker $2 and you're worth $2 million. No. No. That's super crazy to think that where there's a jeweler out there. That level of awareness it brought me, I was like, okay, this person doesn't really treat me right. Do they deserve to be in my life? And you either can cut someone off or just instill boundaries, just to have your peace. The people you give your time and energy and heart and support to, they need to be doing that back, it shouldn't be one-sided. An example would be if you and your friend both have cars, but you always pick her up, but then this one time you're having car troubles and they're like, "Hey, could you pick me up?" And she says no, but no legit reason, you know what I mean? She just "Oh, let's not." You have to rethink, okay, I'm the one always driving. I'm the always the one making plans. I hope this story helps you realize some of the aspects in your life, if you do have any, that are one-sided and regroup. Because you are a pink diamond and it should go both ways. And I truly believe each and every one of you deserve to be surrounded by people that value and understand your worth and that actually act on it as well. You can communicate your needs, but once they kind of know what your needs are and they don't do anything about it, they don't deserve to be in your life. If you feel like anyone in your life is a baker, I challenge you to think about that and see does this person deserve to have access to me? Do I need to set new boundaries? What do I need to do? Because there should be no bakers in your life. You are a diamond. And I think one takeaway I also learned in this story is also like there's going to be bakers that come into your life where you are that pink diamond. And if they can get you at that $2 mark, they'll get you there, and they'll be like, I got her at $2. Like, and don't let anyone ever make you feel like you're asking for too much, because you're not. There's going to be bakers that come into your life that are going to tell you your standards are too high, you're asking for too much, you're doing too much. Like, no one's ever going to do that. Don't listen to them. You're not bread. You should be making bread, but you are not bread. You're a pink diamond. Don't listen to any of the bakers that tell you that you're asking for too much, because you're not asking for too much. You're not asking, communicating, supporting, asking for support or help. Don't let anyone make you think less than what you are. Don't let the bakers get in your way, because you are a pink diamond. Thanks for tuning into the story of self-worth and on your self-love journey. Baby steps, baby steps. If you end up taking the story to heart and utilizing it, I feel like you'll be one step closer to your dream life, to doing what you want to do and being around people that support and love you. I just wanted to tell you guys this story just to remind you guys of your worth and that you shouldn't be treated less. You deserve love. You deserve support, unconditional love, and people cheering for you. Thank you so much for listening to today's story. I hope it resonated with you in some way. Comment below a pink diamond so I know you reached the end of this episode and I know you're a real one. If you enjoyed today's episode and you're listening to the audio version, be sure to hit the download button and share it if you know someone that's in a relationship that's not serving their purpose, or, like a family member or anyone that you think then can gain insight on. Be sure to share it with them. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hi! Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Drop a comment saying if you like this story, if you heard it before, or what you've learned from the story and what the story means to you. I would love to hear about it. Links are in the description if you want to follow us on TikTok and on Instagram. So next week, we're going to be diving into how to romanticize the gym. If you're a beginner or just like you have goals, but the gym is like, you don't really like going. Hopefully, we can make this experience better, like some tips and tricks I do, because I love going to the gym. Like, there's times where I'm tired, but like, we'll get into it in the next episode. But until then, live your best life. Bye. See you next Monday. Remember to reach for the stars and you can have it all. Until next time, bye girlies.